Okay, so today I'm going to talk you through how to answer time word problems. This video is specifically for the spicy task, so if you're doing that, this may be helpful. I'm going to work through number 1 for you as an example, which means that you can try the rest on your own. So the question says, Mum put the chicken in the oven at 4:25. She let it bake covered for 10 minutes, then uncovered for 35 more minutes. When will the chicken come out of the oven? So we know that Mum put the chicken in at 4:25. It was in the oven for 10 minutes covered up. And 35 minutes uncovered. Okay, so there are a number of ways in which you could approach this. I would recommend, first of all, calculating the total time that the chicken was in the oven. So to do that, we're going to have to add together the time that the chicken was covered in the oven and the time it was uncovered. So for this problem, we're going to do 10 plus 35, which we know is 45 minutes. So in total, the chicken was in the oven for 45 minutes. So what time did she take it out? Now, I would suggest using an empty number line to do this. I find that can be the most helpful way to solve these kinds of problems. So I'm going to draw my empty number line underneath. So we know that the chicken went in at 4:25. So at the start of my number line, I'm going to have 4:25. We're going to assume it's PM because I don't think she's going to be cooking chicken at 4:25 in the morning. Okay, so yours will obviously be used with a ruler and much neater than mine. So we've got our starting point at 4:25 PM and we know the chicken was in the oven for 45 minutes. Now we're going to have a look at the 45 and think, what is our first jump that's going to help us with the calculation? So for me, personally, I would do a jump of 5 minutes to get us to 4:30, because that's a nice, easy time for me to work from. So I'm going to do first 5 minutes. So 5 minutes after 4:25 PM is 4:30. Now, if we take that 5 away, we have still got 40 minutes left with the chicken in the oven. So my next jump for me would probably be to jump 30 minutes from 4:30 to 5 o'clock. So my next jump is going to be bigger. I'm going to jump 30 minutes this time. And that takes me to 5 o'clock exactly. So again, we're going to take that away from our total so far. And we have got 10 minutes left to jump. So I'm just going to move this out of the way. We've got 10 minutes left to jump now. So, from 5 o'clock, if we add 10 minutes, we arrive at 10 past 5, So for number 1, we can say that Mum took the chicken out at 5:10 PM. Okay, I'll talk you through number 2, but I will not show you how to do that. So for number 2, your sister practiced dance for 45 minutes. She stopped practicing at 4:50. When did she begin? So for this one, you're going to have to work backwards and you're going to take away. So I would start my number line at 4:50 and then I would think, what number is easiest for me to jump to? I would probably start with jumping 20 minutes back to get to 4:30, which means I've only got to take 25 more minutes off from 4:30. You can do that in tens if you'd like until you get to 25. You could do it in fives, or you could do 20 and then 5. If you feel confident, you could just jump the 25. The size of the jumps are completely what you feel confident with. Be mindful to read the question. Are you going forward in time or are you going back in time? So for number 1, obviously we went forward into the future. For number 2, you're going to have to go backwards. So you're going to do the exact same thing. I would start at 4:50 and then I would just take away 20 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 5 until you get to your final time. Okay? If you have any other questions, please make sure to ask your teacher. You should hopefully have a time to chat with them in your group at some point next week, so if necessary, they can clarify any difficulties for you. Okay, I hope that was helpful. Good luck, and remember to keep in touch.